The picture that has all the lights and Jesus hanging on the cross, if you look at it, it looks like there's just thousands of lights when you look at it. And do you realize it's just one small circle of light? And if each one of those lights is a person, you and me. And then those lights, if you look, they run down and raise. And each one of those lights, I taught this person, and they taught that person. And you can't even see the generations that it goes to. It goes so far into eternity on that picture. It's like, that's what it's like to know Jesus. That's what it's like to know the one that's hanging there on the cross. It died for you. Once you learn, you have to pass it on to your kids and your grandkids and your great-grandkids so that it goes, those lights just go for generations to generations. I pray that for you. I pray that for you. This is a very special song to me. I learned it when I was learning bluegrass. And it's just beautiful. I just love this song. And I've had a lot of people ask me to sing it for them at maybe their final event. But anyway, I love the message of it. I close my eyes and I think of getting there and seeing my mom and Annie and Mama and all my relatives. And Jesus says, I go to prepare a place. And if I go, he says, I'm promising I'm coming back and I'm taking you with me. You know, one breath we're here and the next breath we're there. And just, I can't imagine what the city must be like. With the gold and the rubies and the diamonds and everything. This must be so beautiful. I am going to a city where the streets with gold are laid, where the tree of life is blooming and the roses never fade. Here they bloom but for a season, soon their beauty is decayed. I am going to a city where the roses never fade. Loved ones gone to be with Jesus in their robes of white array. Soon are waiting for our coming, where the roses never fade. Here they bloom but for a season, soon their beauty is decayed. I am going to a city where the roses never fade. The picture here of Jesus holding Peter's hand as he's falling into the sea. If you'll remember, there was a great storm and the disciples were out in the sea and Jesus was walking on the water, just going out to get in the boat and scared the slop out of them. And Peter said, if that's really you, then let me come to you. And Jesus said, well, come on. No, Peter gets out, man. He's walking on the water, man. He's just feeling like so good, like everything's going just fine. And as long as he was walking alongside Jesus and not looking all around and thinking of all the problems that there were and maybe what the future's going to hold. As long as he was just with Jesus, he was fine. But once those big waves started, and I've been in them before, you start to sink. But Jesus doesn't let you go. He reaches down, just like in the picture, and he grabs your hand. He grabbed my hand. And he said, I'm not going to let you drown. He said, I'm pulling you back up, and they both walked together and got back into the boat. And that's what that picture's about.